So I know, even though I'm sharing my story tonight, I'm not alone. And as you also may or may not know, abuse can come in many forms. Yes, I'm talking about sexual abuse, but then there's also the form of living in a home with maybe a drug addict or an alcoholic, or being verbally abused, right? Or physically abused, just to name some. I unfortunately know far too well what it means to be a victim of abuse, but I'm not here to dwell on that. I'm really here to share my survival story. To put things in perspective for you, my first memory of being abused, I was 3 years old. I remember waking up. I was laying face down and I was waking up and I felt uncomfortable. I didn't know what was going on or what was happening to me. And as I tried to get up, I was told to just, stay still. And so I did. It was my father satisfying himself as he was touching me. This was the beginning of many still moments in my life. From there, I also went through many moments of firsts. Not only did my father use my body, but he presented me to other men, friends and family. Jimmy, Charlie, Daniel. Daniel was actually my grandmother's brother. Recently, my grandmother passed away, actually, a couple weeks ago. And then Jimmy and Charlie were my dad's friends. And I think to myself, how does this actually happen? How do you, as a parent, go to friends and family members and say, hey, would you like to see my daughter naked? Would you like to do things with her? Like, really, how does this happen? But, beyond my father and all the men that he introduced me to, I actually had more encounters with men. One time I had a routine dental visit, and I was there with my stepmom and my sister. I have an adopted sister and a half-sister. I was there with my adopted sister, and at a certain point during the visit, I was getting a cleaning. They decided to wait in the lobby for me. So I was alone in the room with the dentist. And this is where I experienced my first kiss. I was 7 years old. If my schools only showed me Kids on the Block, a puppet program that's available through the Family Nurturing Center, I would have been able to recognize, resist, and report such abuse. And the story continues. At 18, I was raped. My dad did not introduce me to the rapist, but he did put me in a position to be vulnerable. I was at the wrong place at the wrong time. And this is when I officially lost my virginity. If I only had access to treatment services like TikTok, a program through the Family Nurturing Center to help me manage uncomfortable feelings and build a strong support system. So this is just a quick glimpse of my life being a victim. But like I said in the beginning, I'm going to focus on what it meant and means to me to be a survivor. So you might be thinking, did I ever try to ask for help? I actually did multiple times. One time when I was around 4 or 5, my dad had a girlfriend at that time. And I told her what was happening. And she questioned my dad. And what ended up happening is I got beat up in the back of a car. At age 14, my then stepmom, a different woman that he married, I shared my story with her. And again, I got beat up. But this time, my dad wanted to make sure I understood the message that you never say anything to anyone, and that you never should and ever will again. So then he proceeded to put a gun to my head. His message was very clear then, and that's when I remained silent. If only my dad's girlfriend or his wife had access to programs like the Stewards of Children, which is another program through the Family Nurturing Center, they would have been able to recognize and react responsibly to child sexual abuse. So as I interacted with more people, at school and at work, I started to realize that what I was experiencing was not normal. But how would I escape? Every time I asked for help, I failed. Did I mention my dad was a cop? Our house was wired with cameras inside and outside the home. Our phone was tapped so he could always hear our conversations. He went even as so far to lock up our IDs in our shoes so that we would never escape. This was my reality for 20 years. 20 years. But I was not alone. See, my adopted sister was apparently going through the same experience, but we never knew until we finally confided in one another. And we agreed enough was enough, and we came up with a plan to run away. On October 21, 2000, after my dad left for work around 6 a.m., we left our home with the clothes on our back and walked down the street to a car where my then supervisor was there to pick us up. She was my hero. Fear and uncertainty and hope, these were all the feelings that I was feeling at that time. A friend of mine agreed to take me in, even though I had nothing else to give in return. And he became my hero. I had nothing to my name, but I had drive. I was 20, and my sister was 26 when we ran away. So from there, I secured a job. In some cases, I worked 2 or 3 jobs. I enrolled in college. I could have easily have fallen into being a victim by doing drugs, alcohol, or abusing others, but I didn't. I became my own hero. So did I press charges? No, I did not. I was not worried about justice. In the end, they could not reverse what had already happened to me. I just wanted my freedom. And remember, I said my dad was a cop, so he was great at working the system. So this journey was not easy, and at one point I was living paycheck to paycheck and taking out short-term loans, one of those, you got a job, you got a check, come on in, we'll give you this amount of money. If I only had SOAR, which stands for Survivors of Abuse and Recovery, a program through the Family Nurturing Center that teaches healthy relationship boundaries, effective communication skills, and instills a variety of key fundamentals that transform adult victims into high-functioning survivors. Today, as you heard, I am a mother of 3, and I am their hero. I am a college graduate with 3 degrees. I am a working professional and an entrepreneur. But learning from my experience, I must provide my children the best support through education and awareness. Children are never too young to learn. And it's never too late to gain the help that you, someone in your family, someone in your community might need. I have come a long way, but by no means am I perfect. I have an extra keen sense of paranoia. Individuals must work hard to gain my trust. And this even includes my husband. But he too is my hero. So this is my survival, but I'm only a small piece of a larger community of survivals. There is a hero hidden in all of us. And I didn't have resources like the Family Nurturing Center to help me. But you do. Programs like Kids on the Block, TikTok, Stewards of Children, SOAR, Nurturing Parenting, and so much more. FNC is here to help you, our community. But it's not a fight that can be won by a small nonprofit. We all have the responsibility to help end the cycle of child abuse. And yes, we are here to have a good time, and of course, raise funds and awareness to keep these programs going. But at the end of the day, the action that you take is what really counts. So please don't shy away from the word abuse. You don't have to feel embarrassed. Speak up. Be loud. Be proud. With the Family Nurturing Center, we can all support someone's reality. You have the power to change, fight, and influence, encourage others. You have the power to end the cycle of child abuse. So tonight, be a hero. Thank you.